Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling that relentless feeling, the deluge of emails, messages, just constant demands.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Exactly. We've looked at the sources, especially David Allen's work on getting things done, to really understand why we get so overwhelmed.
And how to maybe get out from under it.
Right. Our mission here is to pull out the key stuff, the actionable bits, so you can move past that mental fog and find what Allen actually calls stress-free productivity. Okay, let's unpack this. You're probably feeling that mental overload right now, aren't you?
I think most people are, yeah.
This sort of messy mind feeling, cluttered with project deadlines, but also like remembering to call your mom back.
All that stuff, big and small, it piles up.
And it just leads to feeling stuck, like mental paralysis sometimes.
That feeling is so common. And it's exactly what David Allen, with his Getting Things Done method, GTD, really helps people conquer.
Right, GTD. It's huge.
It really is. He basically saw that our minds, well, they're great for having ideas,
Yeah.
creativity, problem solving. Yeah.
But they're terrible filing cabinets, just awful at holding on to everything reliably.
Okay, that makes sense.
So GTD isn't just another to-do list system. It's more comprehensive. A whole work-life management approach designed to bring some order to the chaos.
Order to chaos, I like that.
Yeah, and it aims to build real focus, clarity, confidence. It's foundational, really. Helps everything else work better because you've got this baseline of what he calls relaxed control.
Relaxed control. So getting things out of your head, this idea of an external system,
Right.
it makes sense. But honestly, doesn't setting up a whole trusted system feel like just more work when you're already swamped?
That's the key question, isn't it? And yes,
Yeah.
that initial perceived effort, that's probably the biggest hurdle.
Great, you're overwhelmed, so adding another thing.
Exactly. It feels counterintuitive. But GTD addresses that by showing you step by step how to externalize what Allen calls open loops.
Open loops, like unfinished business. Precisely. Those half-finished tasks, vague commitments, stuff that just sort of nags at you mentally, that email you started, calling your aunt, that feeling you forgot something important.
Oh, yeah. That vague, nagging feeling.
Those loops drain your mental energy. They block clear thinking. So GTD says, get them out of your head. Capture them in a system you truly, absolutely trust.
A trusted system. That part's important.
Crucial, because then your mind can let go. It can actually be free to do what it's good at, having the ideas, not holding on to them.
Okay, so your mind is for having ideas, not holding them. That's the mantra. How does actually doing this lead to that state? Ellen talks about mind like water.
Mind like water. Yeah.
For someone who feels constantly distracted, what's it feel like to operate like that? In the middle of a crazy day with that kind of relaxed control, how does GTD even train your brain for that?
Well, mind like water isn't just a nice metaphor. It's the goal state. And it feels clear, unencumbered, responsive.
Well, responsive how?
Think of a calm pond. You toss in a small pebble, it ripples appropriately, then settles.
Yeah. Throw in a big rock, bigger splash, more ripples, but then it also settles back to calm.
Okay.
It's about responding appropriately to whatever comes your way, big or small, without inner turmoil or those background nagging thoughts still running. You're fully present.
And GTD trains you how?
By consistently practicing getting those open loops out of your head and into your trusted system. Capture, clarify, organize, reflect, engage. We'll get into those. But over time, your brain learns. It learns it doesn't need to keep reminding you because it trusts the system has it covered.
So it builds trust in the system, which frees up your mind.
Exactly. It builds that mental muscle for focus and sort of quick recovery from distractions.
That does sound like a powerful shift. So what does this all mean for you right now, listening to this?
Well, I think it means first just acknowledging that the mental chatter, that constant buzz of unfinished things, it's real, but it doesn't have to be the default.
It's changeable. Right. And that core idea from GTD is just so fundamental. Your mind is for having ideas, not holding them. Your brain's real job, its strength, is creativity, strategy, solving problems, not being a leaky bucket for reminders.
So you need that external bucket.
You need that external trusted system.
Yeah.
It's not just nice to have. It's pretty much essential to beat the overwhelm, close those open loops, and actually achieve that focused, stress-free productivity, that state of relaxed control.
Okay, so here's something to think about, maybe a little challenge for you right now. Just become aware, really notice. the mental chatter. What thoughts, what tasks, what unfinished things are bouncing around in your head right now?
Just notice them.
Yeah, no judgment. Just see them. And then maybe grab a piece of paper or open a note app. Try a really simple first step. Do a quick mind dump or a mind sweep, as Alan calls it.
Get it out.
Just get those thoughts out of your head and down somewhere else, anywhere else. Seriously, just that initial act can bring this surprising sense of relief. It builds momentum towards that calmer, mind-like water state.
It absolutely does. That initial mind dump, just clearing the decks a bit, it's such a powerful first move. And in our next deep dive, we'll actually walk you through exactly how to properly empty that mental inbox using the first core phase of GTD, the capture phase.
Turning that initial relief into something systematic.
Exactly. Into a consistent, relaxed control.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're digging into that idea of a mind like water, clear, focused. It feels almost impossible sometimes, doesn't it?
It really does.
So today, we're looking at why our brains kind of fight us on that, and more importantly, how we can start getting that clarity back.
Right.
Because your brain, it's amazing for processing, for creating, but the catch? It's actually pretty bad at holding on to information reliably.
Yeah, that's the key thing. Think of it less like a hard drive, for long-term storage.
And more like computer RAM, random access memory.
Exactly. Easily overloaded, volatile stuff.
So how do we start managing that?
Well, the first step, and this is absolutely foundational, is simply capture everything.
Okay.
It means getting all those commitments, those half-baked ideas, every bit of info that comes your way out of your head.
Get it out. Right.
Into some kind of reliable inbox system. Could be physical, digital, doesn't matter at first.
And the benefit.
It's immediate. Seriously, you feel the sense of relief, like a significant drop in that mental clutter.
Yeah. That makes sense. We're all drowning in information overload, feeling stressed. This hits that directly, right?
Absolutely. Our brains just weren't built for the constant stream we face now, and it leads to this concept of open loops.
Open loops. Explain that a bit.
Okay, so an open loop is basically anything that's grabbed your attention but you haven't, fully dealt with or resolved yet.
So remembering to buy milk.
Yep. Or that bill you need to pay, an email you started but didn't finish. Heck, even a dirty dish sitting there that you know you need to wash.
Okay. Little things, big things.
Doesn't matter the size. If it's unresolved in your head, it's like a little program running in the background, constantly draining mental energy.
Right, that constant low-level hum of things undone. So how do we stop that constant agitation?
You need what we call a ubiquitous capture system. Basically, tools that are always there, ready to grab an idea the moment it hits you.
Ubiquitous. So everywhere.
Pretty much. Minimize friction. Maybe it's a small notebook and pen you always carry.
Or a physical inbox tray on your desk.
Could be. Or digital tools Evernote, OneNote, Apple Notes, Google Keep. Maybe a specific email folder, or even just a voice memo app on your phone.
So the specific tool isn't the point?
Not really. The habit of using it consistently, that's the crucial part.
Okay, so we're capturing. But what exactly? Is there a filter? Like only important stuff?
Good question. This brings us to the rule of anything and everything.
Anything and everything sounds broad.
It is, and intentionally so. No idea is too small, none too big. Capture it all. And critically, don't filter during capture.
Why no filtering? Isn't that just more noise?
Because deciding if something is important enough still uses mental energy. Your brain is still engaged, still holding on to it partly.
Okay. So filtering keeps the loop open, in a way.
Exactly. You need this unfiltered approach to build total confidence in your external system. If you start picking and choosing what goes in, your brain won't let go. It'll keep trying to remember the stuff you didn't write down.
That makes sense. It has to trust the system completely.
That's the core psychological shift. You have to truly believe deep down that you will come back and process these things later.
So it's not just writing it down, it's trusting the follow-through.
Precisely. That trust lets your brain finally relax its internal reminder system. It frees up all that mental RAM we talked about.
Okay, so for you listening, let's make this practical. 2 quick actions you can take, like right now. First, create your primary inbox.
Right. Choose one physical spot, a simple tray, a specific notebook, and one digital spot, an email folder, a notes app. Just pick one of each.
And make them obvious.
Yeah.
Easy to use.
Yeah. Visible, accessible, and commit.
Yeah.
All new stuff, thoughts, tasks, goes into only these 2 places, nowhere else for now.
Got it. And the second takeaway.
Practice immediate capture. This is a little challenge.
Okay.
For the next 24 hours, be super diligent. Every single idea, task, thought, commitment that pops into your head, put it straight into one of those two inboxes.
Don't let it rattle around upstairs.
Exactly. Don't let it sit in your head. It's about starting the habit, feeling that immediate relief when you offload it.
So just to recap the benefits here. Capturing everything gives you that initial clarity, cuts down stress, frees up brain power. It's a quick win.
A really important win. It builds the confidence, the trust you need for the whole system to work.
Once everything's out of your head and sitting in these trusted inboxes.
Well, then the next logical step is figuring out what all that stuff actually is. And that's what we'll tackle in our next deep dive. Clarify and process, what is it, really? We get into turning those captured thoughts into actual actions.
Okay, something for you to think about until then.
Yeah, just consider maybe one thing that's been nagging at you, one open loop. Think about the mental energy it takes up, just running in the background. Now imagine getting that out of your head and into a place you trust. What could you do with that reclaimed mental space? It's pretty powerful when you think about it.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So last time we talked about capture everything, getting all those ideas and tasks out.
Right, getting it all down somewhere trustworthy.
Exactly. But, capturing can sometimes just feel like creating a bigger pile of stuff. So what next?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. And that's our focus today. The crucial next step, clarify and process.
Taking that pile and actually making sense of it.
Yeah, the mission is to help you transform those vague thoughts, that captured stuff, into clear actions. Or figure out what doesn't need action right now.
Moving from that cluttered feeling towards, well, that mind like water idea. Calm, clear, ready.
Instead of just constantly churning over things. Okay, so where do we start with this pile?
Okay, so every single item you capture, doesn't matter if it's an email, a random thought, whatever, it has to go through one filter first.
And that is?
Is it actionable? Simple question, but it's the gateway.
Actionable. Okay, so what if the answer is no? It's just an idea or some info.
If it's no, you've got 3 clear paths, which is actually quite freeing. First, trash. If it's junk, irrelevant, just get rid of it. Less mental load.
Nice. Declutter immediately.
Exactly. Second, reference. This is info you want to keep, but there's no action needed now. File it. Knowing where it is stops your brain from holding on to it.
Makes sense. Like an article or contact info.
Precisely. And the third path is the someday maybe list. For those ideas you might want to do someday.
Maybe.
The great ideas for later pile.
Right. It parks the idea without demanding immediate attention. Closes that open loop in your mind.
Okay, so that handles the non-actionables. Trash. Reference. Someday maybe. But what if it is actionable? Something needs doing.
Right. And this is where things often get bogged down. But there's another key question, arguably the most important one in this whole process.
Which is?
What's the very next physical, visible action required?
Physical, visible action. Why so specific?
Because you can't do a vague concept like plan vacation. That's not an action. That's it's a project.
But you can email spouse about possible dates. Or search online for flights to Hawaii. See, it's concrete. Something you can actually physically do.
That forces you to break it down. Instantly makes it feel less overwhelming, I imagine.
Totally. It turns vague intentions into real steps. Your to-do list becomes things you can actually check off, not just reminders of big, fuzzy goals.
So that brings up the idea of projects versus next actions. You mentioned plan vacation as a project. How do we define project here?
Yeah, good question. In this system, a project is super simple. It's any outcome you want that needs more than one action step to complete.
More than one step. Okay, so even something small could be a project.
Absolutely. If it takes 2 or more actions, it's a project. And your projects list is just an inventory of those outcomes you're committed to finishing.
And the key is that for every single project,
you must have at least one next action defined. Always. That's what keeps it moving forward. It takes the weight of the whole project off your mind. You just focus on that one next step.
That makes a lot of sense. Focus on the immediate. But what about really small actions? Like reply yes to that meeting invite. Does that need all this processing?
Great point. That's where the brilliant 2-minute rule comes in.
The 2-minute rule. I like the sound of that.
It's simple. If the next action will take less than 2 minutes to do, just do it right then and there.
Right away. Don't even write it down.
Usually, yeah. Think about it. The effort to capture it, track it, review it later, it often takes longer than just doing the darn thing if it's under 2 minutes.
Okay, that's powerful. But what if you have, like, 10 two-minute things, do you just stop everything else?
That's a fair point. It fits into a slightly bigger picture for actions. Do it, delegate it, or defer it. The 2-minute rule is firmly in the do-its category for those quick wins.
Gotcha.
It clears the decks fast, builds momentum. For things over 2 minutes, you decide. Do it now if you can, delegate it if someone else should, or defer it, schedule it consciously for later. The point is making a decision.
No more just letting things linger indefinitely.
Exactly. It fights that decision fatigue.
And doing all this consistently. Clarifying, deciding, taking next actions, or using the 2-minute rule, that leads towards inbox zero, right?
Yeah.
But not just email.
Not just email at all, no. It's about all your inboxes, physical mail tray, notepad, email, voicemail, everything. It means every piece of stuff has been processed. A decision has been made. It's in its rightful place.
That sounds incredibly calming.
It's a huge psychological relief. Your brain stops being this overflowing waiting room full of undecided tasks and half-thoughts. It trusts your system
And that frees it up.
to do what it's actually good at, having ideas, being creative, focusing deeply, not just holding stuff.
So mastering this clarify and process stage really shifts things from overwhelm to actual control and clarity. Your brain starts to trust the system you're building.
Precisely. It lets go, knowing things are handled or queued up appropriately. But, this raises the next logical question.
Which is?
Once you've clarified and decided, where exactly do all these different things go? The next actions, the reference files, the project lists.
Ah, excellent point. And that is exactly what we'll dive into next time. Organize putting things where they belong.
Setting up that trusted system.
Exactly. But for now, here's something for you to try. Grab, say, 5 things from your inbox email or that mind dump list. Ask for each one, is it actionable?
If yes, define that very next physical step.
If no, decide. Trash, reference, or someday maybe. Get it out of the undecided pile.
And maybe pick one project that feels a bit overwhelming right now.
Yeah, just one. And just figure out its single very next action. Don't worry about step 2 yet, just step 1.
Feel that little bit of relief when you know exactly what to do next.
Give it a shot. Join us next time for organizing.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into a crucial step, the organize phase of getting things done, GTD. Our mission really is to see how you transform all that mental clutter, those scattered thoughts, into a system you can actually trust, like really rely on.
Yeah, what's so compelling about this stage, I think, is how it aims for that state of mind like water. It's all about setting up a single point of truth, for everything that's got your attention. You just systematically put every item you've clarified into its proper home, and suddenly you've got mental bandwidth back. You can actually focus.
Okay, let's get into that. So organize is basically putting everything in the right place. Simple enough, right? But it's not just about being neat, is it? It's more about offloading that cognitive load, freeing up your mental RAM.
Exactly.
So your brain isn't constantly spinning its wheels trying to remember stuff. It can actually think, be creative, do deep work. Have you seen people kind of resist this at first?
Oh, absolutely. Often the resistance comes from maybe not quite grasping the distinct purpose of each place in the system, which, brings us to the key question. What are these different places in GTD? Where does everything go?
Right.
Well, let's start with the calendar. David Allen calls it sacred territory, and for very good reason. It's not a dumping ground. It's strictly for things that have to happen at a specific time or day. Hard landscape stuff.
Like appointments, deadlines.
Exactly.
Yes.
And being ruthless about this rule, that's what builds trust. So many people just use it as a big to-do list, and then it just becomes, stressful. The real insight is protecting your future self from being overwhelmed by only putting true time-day specifics there.
Okay, so calendar is for the must-do then items.
Okay.
But that leaves what, like 90% of our tasks?
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's where next actions lists come in. These feel like the real engines of GTD to me.
They definitely are workhorses. These lists hold all the actions without a fixed date. And here's the really clever part. They're organized mostly by context, like where you are, what tool you need.
So at home, at computer, at office.
Right. At calls, at errands, at everywhere. The whole point is you can quickly see what's doable right now, given your situation. No wading through stuff you can't possibly tackle.
Makes sense. Like if I'm at my computer, I see my at-computer tasks.
Precisely. Then there's a special kind of next actions list, agendas. Here, the context is actually a person or a group, like your boss or your team meeting.
Ah, okay. So you don't have those, oh, I forgot to ask, moments.
Exactly. It keeps collaboration smooth. Imagine going into your weekly meeting fully prepared with everything you need to cover. It strengthens communication.
Okay, so that covers our actions. But what about when we're stuck waiting for someone else? That happens all the time.
It does. And that's what the waiting for list is designed for, purely for tracking things you've delegated or are expecting from others.
Like waiting for an email reply or maybe feedback on a proposal.
Yep. Or hearing back from a job application. It's not for things you're just putting off yourself. It's an accountability tool, really. Keeps tabs on things that are out of your direct control, but still need tracking.
Got it. And for the bigger stuff, the multi-step things.
That's the project list. Simple name, crucial function. It's your single master list of all outcomes requiring more than one action step.
We all know that feeling of a project just sitting there.
And this list combats that directly. The rule is, every project on this list must have at least one active next action associated with it somewhere else in your system. That keeps things moving. A common slip-up is listing things here that are just single actions. Remember, more than one step needed.
Okay, and then there's the one that feels like a huge relief for a lot of people. The someday maybe list.
Oh, definitely. Your idea incubator, right? Or like a mental parking lot. It's such a valuable, safe place for future potential.
Yeah.
All those cool ideas, potential projects, things you might want to do, but not now.
So they don't clutter up your active lists.
Exactly. It lowers the pressure. You capture the idea without committing, knowing you can review it later when the time might be right. Frees up your mind without losing the spark.
Brilliant. And one last one.
The often unsung hero. Reference files. This is basically your personal library for non-actionable stuff you just need to be able to find again.
Like documents, notes, articles.
Right. The goal isn't just neatness. It's eliminating that, where did I put that? Panic. Keep it simple. Maybe AZ filing. Quick to file, easy to retrieve.
So bringing it all together then. This organized phase is what brings structure to all that chaos from the capture phase.
Yeah, it guides you toward that mind-like-water clarity. It creates that single trusted inventory, your single point of truth.
And the power really comes from knowing everything is accounted for, right? It has a home.
Absolutely. That integrity is key. It's not just tidiness. It's the foundation for making good decisions about what to do next, for focused work. You're operating to a clear picture.
So, a final thought for everyone listening. What's one small organizing step, maybe based on one of these categories, that you could try today, just to free up a little mental space? Welcome to the deep dive. So this week, our listeners shared some really fascinating sources digging into personal productivity. And one system kept popping up. Getting Things Done, or GTD, specifically this thing called the weekly review.
Ah, yes. The weekly review.
Yeah, it's highlighted not just as, another step, but like the actual engine, the heart of the whole GTD system.
And that's really what we're digging into today. Why this review isn't just like helpful, but absolutely essential for GTD to keep working long term. It's what stops all those open loops, those little tasks or ideas nagging at you from clogging up your brain again.
Right, those things that drain your mental energy.
Exactly. It lets you achieve what David Allen calls mind like water, that feeling of being clear, responsive, not burdened.
Okay, let's unpack that. When you talk about clarity and direction, what's really happening in that review? What makes it different from just, say, checking your to-do list daily?
That's a great question. Because it's your moment to really step back. Like, zoom out from the daily grind. Think about the end of a busy week. Instead of that vague, kind of stressed feeling of, what did I even do?
Yeah, I know that feeling.
The weekly review gives you that solid clarity. Okay, this is what I accomplished versus what I planned. And oh yeah, this unexpected thing came up. And what's really interesting is how this regular habit, the sort of mental cleanup, helps you regain that sense of relaxed control.
Relaxed control. I like that.
Yeah. It's where your day-to-day tasks actually connect back to your bigger goals. So you feel good about what you are doing, and importantly, what you're consciously not doing right now.
That makes a lot of sense. And the sources break this down, right, into 3 phases. Get clear, get current, get creative.
Exactly. And they have to happen in that order. You can't really jump to being creative if your head's still full of clutter.
Okay, so get clear first. That's about emptying your head, basically.
Precisely. Getting it all out. It means processing all your inboxes, physical trays, email, downloads folder, voicemail, you name it, down to zero.
Zero.
Zero, every single item processed. We call it get in to zero. And then a mind sweep, actively thinking about anything else that might be lurking uncaptured in your brain.
Ah, okay, like fleshing out the corners.
Exactly. This builds trust. Your brain learns, okay, I don't have to hold on to this stuff. It's safe in the system.
Okay, so once you're clear,
Yeah.
then get current.
Yep. Get current. This is where you update everything that's already in your system. Look at your calendar, past appointments, future ones, anything generate new actions or reminders.
Right.
Then meticulously review your projects list. Is every single project still relevant? Does each one have a clear next action defined? Super important.
So you're making sure nothing's stalled.
Exactly. And update your next actions list and your waiting for list too. It's proactive. It stops things falling through the cracks and prevents that last minute panic.
And then you get to get creative.
Yes. Finally, with that clear head and current system, you've got the mental space for higher level thinking. Review your someday maybe. List those cool ideas or projects you parked for later. Maybe one is ready to become active.
Oh, interesting.
And just give yourself space to brainstorm new ideas for work, for life. This isn't just about tidying up. It's about designing your future, keeping motivated,
Okay, this sounds powerful. But how do you actually make it stick? What are the practical tips and maybe the traps to avoid?
Well, consistency is number one. You absolutely have to schedule it. Block out, say, 60 to 90 minutes. Make it non-negotiable, like any important meeting.
Treat it seriously.
Definitely. Customize your checklist, too, so it perfectly fits your system, your life. And good daily GTD habits help a lot. Processing your inboxes regularly during the week makes the review smoother.
And pitfalls. What goes wrong?
The biggest one, skipping it. That's honestly the main reason people's GTD systems fall apart. They skip 1 week, then 2.
And the backlog builds up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another sign something's off is if it takes way too long, like over 90 minutes or 2 hours. That usually means you're not processing things daily and you're using the review to catch up, which isn't its main purpose. And don't forget, failing to really get into zero, you have to trust everything is processed.
Oh, and a subtle one. Sometimes people are almost like addicted to the stress of being busy. They unconsciously resist the calm, controlled GTD offers.
Wow. That's deep. An addiction to stress.
It can happen. It feels unfamiliar to be truly on top of things.
So ultimately, doing this review diligently, week after week, is what brings back that mind like water.
That's the goal. It leads to, significantly less stress, much more clarity, better decisions, because you're not reacting from a place of overwhelm.
You mentioned the calm pond analogy.
Yeah, David Allen's analogy. If you throw a rock into a calm pond, the water reacts appropriately to the size and force of the rock, then settles back down.
GTD, and especially the weekly review, helps give your mind that same ability. The review is the process that consistently smooths the water, builds that mental resilience.
So the weekly review, it's really not just another task on the list. It's more like a discipline, isn't it?
It really is a discipline that cultivates that capacity for, well, calm focus, even when things feel chaotic. It lets you be responsive, not just reactive.
Okay. A powerful takeaway for you, our listener.
So maybe the final thought for you is this. What single rock, maybe an unresolved thought, a task you keep forgetting, a commitment you haven't reviewed, what one thing is creating ripples in your mental pond right now? And what commitment can you make to yourself maybe just this week to finally clear it?
That's all for this episode of the Deep Dive Cast. Thanks for joining us. We hope you gained some valuable insights. Be sure to tune in next time for another deep dive into the world's best ideas. Until then, keep learning and growing.